Alright, Jiao Am. So, I know I haven't been here for a while, and I know I'm not here for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'm really, really sorry. I miss you guys a lot. But, but I trust you guys to learn your own. And I'm in training, so I'm still on campus. You might see me around. But you're learning about exponents that have fractions, and we're going to talk about that because some of you guys might not understand that. I want to help you. You don't have to watch this video, but if you really don't understand, please watch it. You don't have to write anything else to see if you really understand. I want to help you out. So we're in 7.4 right now, and I really want to talk to you about the concept of this. What does this mean, 9 to the half power? I really want to talk about what does it mean to have an exponent of 1/2. So let's take a look. Let's start about what does this mean first. What does this mean first? 9 to the 3rd power. That means 9 times 9 times 9. That means 9 3 times. 9 times 9 times 9 multiplied 3 times. Got it? What does 9 squared mean? That means 9 times 9. Multiply 9 twice. What does 9 to the 1st power mean? That means multiply 9 once. What does 9 to the 0 power mean? That means multiply 9 0 times. This is actually a concept of 1. I'll explain that a little bit later, but so what does this mean right here? What does this mean right here? 9 to the 1/2. I want you to sit and think about it for a while. If this means make 3 9s, if this means make 2 9s, if this means make 1 9, what does this mean? This means make what? This means make 1/2 of 9. Think about that for a second. What does 1/2 of 9 really mean, right? So that's kind of tough. That doesn't mean multiply 9 by 1/2. What is a half of 9? So take a look. Half of 9. In the context of multiplying, it's 3. Because 3 times 3 is 9. So if I have two numbers that multiply 9, I don't take half of it or take one of them only. That's 3. Does that make sense? Is that a little bit better? Take a look. What is this really? What are you really doing here? What is this actually doing when we're taking half or taking two numbers, 3 times 3 is 9, and make it into 1? That really is square rooting, right? Think about it. I know it's kind of hard to grasp. Square rooting. Because take a look. Isn't the square root of 9 mean 3? Doesn't 9 to the 1/2 mean 3? The square root is the same thing as half of 9. Because what does square root mean? Take 2, make into 1. Right? So take a look. Square root of 9 means there's 2 of them. 3 times 3, we make it into 1. What does this mean? This means what? This means 3 times 3 to the 1/2 power. I'm only taking half of that, which is only this, which will just be 3. Same thing. So take a look. Square root and radicals all mean the fractional exponents. Fractional exponents. So let's take a look here. Let's actually this is a conceptual idea behind it. I know it's hard to grasp, but you can do it. I believe in you. Let's take this all into stride and see what does that really mean. So you have a number like n to the, let's say, a divided by b. What does a normally do in a fraction? What does a normally do as an exponent? Usually if I have like, let's say 2 to the 3 over 1 power, because we're making anything fractions. The same thing as 2 to the 3rd power, which means 2 times 2 times 2. The top part actually tells you how many times you want to multiply it. Sound good? What does the bottom one do? The b. What if I said 2 to the 1/3 power? The bottom one tells you how many of those make into 1. That's called radical. The bottom determines the radical. So take a look. That's the 3rd root of 2. So the top tells us how many multiply by. The bottom tells us what kind of radical it is. Sound good? So denominator determines the radical. Remember that. Denominator determines the radical. So I have a problem like this. Example. let's say I have 10 to the 1, let's say 4/5 power. I look at the denominator first. Denominator determines the radical. So what's my denominator here? My denominator is 5. So what kind of root is it? It is the root, 5th root. Of what? Of that 10. But what about the 4? The 4 is how many times I have to multiply the 10 by? So 10 to the 4th power. So this is how you write this. 5th root of 10 to the 4th power. Just rewriting it so we can simplify it. Another way you can write that is the 5th root of 10 to the 4th power. Those two things are both the same thing. How do you guys feel? Good? Let's do a quick example and see if we can understand this. Example 1. Let's do this. 4 to the 3/2 power. So what kind of root is that? That's called the square root. So we write the square root of 4 to the 3rd power. So which one do we do first? We could write it this way, or we could write it this way. The square root of 4 to the 3rd power. They both mean the same thing, and I'm both going to get the same answer. Take a look. I'll do the black one first. What's 4 to the 3rd power? What's 4 times 4 times 4? Good. That is square root of 64. Square root of 64 is 8. Perfect. 4 to the 3/2 power is 8. If you take your calculator and you go 4 to the power of 3/2 or 4 to the power of 1.5, you're going to get 8. Let's take a look at this one over here. 4, what's square root of 4 to the 3rd? Square root of 4 is 2. 2 to the 3rd, which is 8. Same answer. So in context, the square root and cube are the same operations. They're just inverse of each other. It doesn't matter the order you do it. You could square root first, then cube, or you could cube first, then square root. Same answer. Alright, this is the idea behind that. Hopefully that helps you. I don't want to make this video too long. But please ask questions if you have questions. Help each other out. Please help each other. You need each other right now when I'm gone. Okay, decimals. So like 4 to the 1.5 power. Alright, so I have an audience here, and they ask, oh, can you go over decimal, Mr. Tang? Of course I can. Example, here's a decimal. 4 to the 1.5 power. Very good. Do you know what kind of root it is? No, because this is like 1.5 over 1, right? So what you want to do is change the decimal into a fraction. So 1.5 is what kind of fraction? It is 4 to the 3/2. Sound good? Alright, if you don't know how to convert into fractions, let me show you real fast. And then what you do is you do what we just did. How do you convert that into fractions? So 1.5 over 1. Move the decimal over 1. That becomes 15. Move the decimal over 1 is 10. 15 over 10. Reduce it. What number goes into both? It's 5. Top divided by 5 is 3. Bottom divided by 5 is 2. 3/2. If you take 3 divided by 2 in your calculator, you get 1.5. If you take 15 divided by 10 in your calculator, you're going to get 1.5. Sound good? Does that answer your question? Any other questions? Alright, give that a try. You have a new lesson tomorrow. This will help you. I'll make another video for you tomorrow too, and I'll see you on Thursday. Promise. Alright, have a great day, guys.